So today, it's my great pleasure to have Erin Bolger today. Hi, Erin. How are you doing?
Hi, Kenton. Thanks for having me.
So, can you tell the readers or the viewers out there a little bit about the history of the Happy Baker, please?
Well, basically, I'm actually a makeup artist. It's something I've done for 16 years, and baking and dating are my two hobbies.
Mm-hmm.
I bake when I'm stressed, and I'm usually stressed because of men. So the idea happened for the book about a year and a half ago, and I just started writing and writing and writing. Next thing you know, I had a book. I decided to self-publish, and then Chapters bought my book, so it's across Canada in Chapters.
All right, well, that's great. Yeah, Chapters is a big bookstores chain here in Canada.
Yeah. It's the hugest one. It's going to be the majority of my sales, and it's very rare that a self-published book actually sells it to Chapters.
Mm-hmm.
If anything, they'll do consignment, but they didn't do consignment. They actually purchased it. So, and right now it's an online bestseller.
Oh, really?
Chapters.
Really?
Yeah.
Good. I'm going to get onto the sales later. So, tell me a little bit about your Dragon's Den pitching experience, and tell me about the deal that actually you got at the end, and I understand you're still in the process of finalizing.
Yeah, it was a pretty intense experience, actually. I've done a lot of TV now since that episode has been filmed. And that was probably the most intense and scary experience because it's, they're entrepreneurs. They're doing what I'd like to do. Mm-hmm. It's not just about writing a book, but it's about branding and starting a business. And so it's a little intimidating, especially with the lighting.
Right.
Moody. But what you guys feel at home, where you feel like tense for that person on TV, like it's very real. The whole feelings, everything. Like it's a business deal. It is a TV show, but it's still like these are real people with real money, giving it to.
Right. So I understand from our pre-interview that the deal that you actually finally got and is working on closing is you get $25,000 worth in points, like air miles, not cash. $5,000 in no money. $5,000 in cash.
Points and air miles. Because what I wanted was a tour across Canada.
Yeah.
Both the book.
Right. So you, I guess. Have you been flying around Canada or wherever a lot to promote your book? How's that going?
Well, I actually did a little driving tour with my mother.
Oh,
her and I booked a little mini tour across Canada in my bookmobile.
So wow, bookmobile.
We ended up doing something like that because I wanted to get out before Christmas. Mm-hmm. So we were out promoting the book then, and the media has been amazing. They've been really supportive with my book. Yeah.
Since the deal hasn't been finalized, you haven't been able to fly with Arlene's Point yet, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
So I still get to do all. Yeah, but it's fine. I still do my own thing, and everything will happen in due time.
Right. So let me ask you about the deal itself. Like when I first heard about it, and before the $5,000 cash, it was like no cash. There's like what happened to Erin? Like
no cash, but this is what you have to keep in mind too. When somebody publishes with a publisher, they make about $1 a book, and they get very little PR. Because everything I heard from authors was even if you publish with a big publisher, you have to do most of your own PR. So here I self-publish. I make more money per book because I cut out all the middlemen, so it's just me and Chapters. Yeah. So even if she was to take 30%, I'm still making 7 times more than somebody that published, and I get full PR because I just felt if my book is doing really well, then she would put a lot into it as well.
Right.
Maybe more than what her deal was.
Yeah. So when did you kind of finish the recording, and how long have you been working on closing the deal? Like we saw the show like a few weeks ago, right? But you taped it a long time ago.
It was a few months ago. It
was
takes a while though,
like
to get
June?
Everything.
Was it like last June or something like that?
Yeah, last year sometime.
Yeah. So
everything's been a blur. It's been a very busy year. So.
Yeah. So how close are you into closing the deal with Arlene?
We're chatting.
You're chatting.
I'm figuring out a lot of things on my end because this is very new for me. Since I first time publishing a book, starting a publishing company, and just figuring out everything that I want to do too on my own. So we're definitely talking. So it does take time. Business deals take a long time.
Right. So you're flying to Paris and it's on your own dime, right? Right.
Yeah. Yeah, I did. I went to Paris on my own dime. Like, I won Best Canadian Dessert Cookbook by the Gourmand Awards in Canada. So I decided to attend the cookbook fair in Paris, just to try and meet publishers and see what, I want to get published in other countries because that's where I can start making my business grow and using that money to put back into my business here.
Like an international edition, or I guess in a different language, or.
Yeah, different language. Yeah, getting it translated to different languages. Because right now it's just published in Canada, so there's many other countries.
Yeah. I'll ask you more about the language later. But your book has a lot of funny stories, and it's a lot of humor in it, and sometimes painful humor. But it's a great way to connect with your readers. So did you write all those stories, like, or do you have a friend that is a comedian that helps you write all the jokes and stuff?
That's all. That book is me in a nutshell. So it's my humor, my everything. Like, I definitely had an editor help me, but she was, she helped me just because I want to make sure I was doing everything right. This is my first book, self-publishing. I hired all the right people, like as far as photography and design and prop styling, like everything. So no, those are all my stories.
Right. Yeah, the little pink hammer and the nut and whatnot. Yeah. Well, I try not to get. I try not to get the joke, but I know that I understand the joke completely, and I like.
Like when I first started using my hammer, that's not what it was for, but it just seemed to work for. I mean, it was what it was for. I used it for crushing.
Nut.
So then I just crush nuts with it.
Yeah.
So, but I've always used a hammer. I guess a lot of people don't, but. Years ago, when a recipe called for something being crushed, I thought, what should I use? I'm like, oh yeah, my hammer. Right,
exactly.
Country girl. So.
Yeah. And the humor in the book and in the pitch in Dragon's Den, your humor, I mean, really shows through. And I think people who enjoys your cookbook, probably part of it will come from because of you too. The whole thing is coming from you.
Yeah, it's because
it's not just the recipe.
But Dragon's Den was, I had the hugest amount of response from that show. I've done pretty much every national show Canada has. I've done every national, and Dragon's Den, huge amount of response. People were very attached to me, I guess because I'm, very open, very funny, and I'm just like, I didn't need to change my career. I was working on the #1 show in Canada doing makeup. I didn't need to change anything. And this idea happened. I was inspired to write one day, and next thing you know, I have a book, and I just felt like I really feel like this is what I'm supposed to be doing.
Right.
And so I'm just being me, so I think people can really connect to someone that's just.
Yeah. So